I'd now like to introduce you to Dr. Iris Wright. She is a passionate entrepreneur, healthcare innovator, and social justice advocate. She's also an author. Really looking forward to hearing a little bit around the work that you've been doing and social justice movement. And the topic that you're going to be talking to today is around leading with God, passion, and purpose. So welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Hi, how are you? I'm trying to am I on here correctly? Okay, I think so. Hi guys, my name is Dr. Iris Wright. I'm going to be talking to you about how I lead with God, passion, and purpose. And I'm going to go over a little bit about my past experience on why I am positioned where I am positioned today. And now people call me Dr. Iris Wright, but before I was given a number called 004-00319. That was the number that I was given inside of our judiciary system. My story started from when I was 18 years old. I was incarcerated for a crime I did not commit. I was facing over 20 years. I was a teen mom. I lost my daughter. The system took her from me. It took me almost 5 years to get my baby back. And when they gave her back to me, thinking that I would have time to bond with her, I would have time for all the years that we have made up, that we've missed. Only to find out that my daughter came back home to me with a sexual transmitted disease. So we had to fight some more. And that took away a lot from me as a mother, as a protector, because that's what we are to our babies. We want to protect them from bad things. We want to make sure that they're safe. And someone took that from me. It took me down to, I've been through depression. I've been through suicidal thoughts. I've gotten more trouble where I've been incarcerated a few more times. It led me down to maximum security prison at one point. So at one point, I was 004-00319. I could never forget those numbers. Those numbers play in my head. I had to learn how to put makeup on without putting makeup on, if that makes sense to you. I had to learn how to adapt to things because people said, oh, it's over now. Let's just move on. So I want you to know that your feelings matter and you have to deal with them. So some of the things I tell my mentees is a closed wound is not a healed wound. It's a different experience when it's healed. So I'm able to talk to you today because I am in a healed, my wound is healed. But my first steps that I had to use to be able to be an entrepreneur, to be able to trust people, to be able to build relationships with people, because building a relationship is super hard for someone that have went through what I have experienced. And I had to learn how to love myself and believe in myself. So it sounds so easy, but when you are in a dark light and you're in a bad way, it's not easy. It's very, very hard. And people can tell you all the time, you're beautiful, you're smart. You don't believe any of it because you do not feel that way yourself. So these feelings come from within. Even though I was overwhelmed with all the hurt and the pain, I realized that, hey, if I'm going to go out in entrepreneurship, I deserve to be happy. I shouldn't have to put makeup on. I shouldn't have to go up here and pretend that I'm something that I'm not. I want to be authentic and I want to be able to help other people. And when you're hurting inside, you cannot help other people. So a lot of times we have people out here that are trying to help others, but they have not healed yet. They have not fought with who they are. So I had to get to that point, guys. And getting me to that point was learning how to love and believe in myself. And it was things that I did to get there. I used to talk in the mirror and give myself inspirational thoughts. I used to tell myself that you're beautiful, you're powerful, you're strong, you can do anything. And I had to do that on a daily basis. I used to write inspirational quotes and different things and leave them all around the house, on my desk. Just certain things to myself to get me comfortable with who I am, right? And then my second thing I had to do is had to learn how to accept what happened to me. Guys, that is super hard when you're innocent. When you didn't do something, when people put you in a situation you're trying to accept. Before, I was so combative. I was like, what am I accepting? I accept that someone did this to me and it's okay. No, I had to accept that the situation actually happened and I needed to move on from it. I could not stay incarcerated. And I felt like my brain, my mind was incarcerated this whole time, right? I felt shackled. I could not move. I could not find out who I was because I stayed in survival mode for so long. Guys, in survival mode is a hard place to go. And I know that from experience because being in survival mode left me, right? It left me in a sense where I would do anything to get what I wanted. But would that help me? Even if that was to hurt someone else, even if that was to see someone else hurting, was that going to fix my problem? No, it wasn't. It wasn't going to fix my problem at all. I had to get up out of there. So even in survival mode, in every aspect of my life, from personal to finances, everything, family, I just wanted what I wanted. So those people hurt people, and I've hurt other people along the way because of that mind, that frame of thinking. Then I had to learn that I had to discover my internal strength. And then guys, I meet some women today that are way older than me and didn't even know that they had that internal strength. And how I can explain that internal strength is a strength inside of you that you can do it, that you have overexceeded abundantly what others said you could do and what you believed you could do, right? So when you first tap into that, you're surprised at yourself, and then you realize you had people around you that wasn't surprised at all, but you could not see that. It was the strength of not just getting through with life, getting through with motherhood, going through the judiciary system, fighting for everything, because that's what I felt like. I felt like I've done years of fighting. And it was always something happens where I'm continuously racing. I'm fighting. I'm going after someone. Someone's coming after me, right? And I had to realize that I have this beautiful internal strength that make me who I am today, that I can do anything, that I can run past the masses, right? I can fight back. I have that strength where I don't have to stay still. My voice do not have to not be heard. I cannot be silenced, right? I think silence is dangerous as well. My next step I had to go was, guys, forgiveness. Now, some people think, oh, you can forgive. That's easy. I hear people say it all the time. You just need to forgive. Is it really that easy to forgive, to look these people that took something from you in their face? Is it easy? But I knew I had to get through this step because I was not forgiving them for them. I was forgiving them for myself. I needed to forgive them so I could move on to the next level, so I could elevate. I could find out, who is Iris? Is Iris the person they said? Is all I am a number? I discovered that I'm not just a number. I'm a human being that had been through some things. Everybody's journey is different. But overcoming that journey, I have found out that who I really am, who I am today, after nearly 20 years of mental health, of mental imprisonment, I took my power back, guys. So I think 2023 was like my year to where I could really grasp and take some of that power back, even though I've been an entrepreneur for a while, but I still had to get through the healing process into myself. I'm living proof that no matter what you go through, you can evolve, you can grow, you can elevate into your purpose. I had no clue that social justice was going to be a purpose of mine. This is something I had been running away from for years. This is something that I felt strongly about and hurts deeply as I go into the judiciary system, right? I thought that I was supposed to be a nurse. I was going to be all of these great things, right? And I discovered every time I went left, God kept pulling me right. And he kept connecting me to people that was standing in my purpose. I just didn't know why he was connecting me to those people. I felt like I kept asking him, You know, why do you want to hurt me more? These are some of the things that we used to have a conversation about. Like, I cannot talk to her about these things. I can't help her. Why did you send her my way? These are the million questions that I used to ask him all the time. And I had walked away from people that I could have helped. I just wasn't there yet. I didn't have that strength that I needed to be able to open up to tell them how I could help them or how to get through a situation, or to just be there to hug them, to let them know that they're not by themselves. Because a lot of times when we're in this spot of injustice, we are by ourselves. Our families, our friends turn their backs on us. We have no one. We have no one to fight for us. So, guys, I got into entrepreneurship. In that process of healing, still, I opened up my company. I read Steve Harvey's book, Jump, and I went in, I gave my 2 weeks notice, I quit my job, had no money in savings. I just said, I'm going to cold turkey, and this is what we're going to do. I quit my job. In spite of all my challenges that I had, that's what I've done. I opened up my company. And it's a few things that I had to learn, lessons into entrepreneurship that I had to gain and learn. And one is, don't build your business in survival mode. So me taking that time to process before I open my company to heal was excellent, because now my vision is clear. I can think straight. I know how to treat people, and I know how to talk to people. Two, I had to learn how to build a strong team. Even though I was going through all of that 20 years of fighting, of injustice, I've been going through things through my workplace. I didn't know that some of my work experience would prepare me for today. So guys, some of those lessons that I was taught was actually setting me up for what my purpose is and for where I'm at today. Three, I want to say, have a strategic plan and systems in place. I had to learn how to do my research and how to get systems in place to be able to meet the goals of my company. I had to stay focused on my passion and vision. So everything that I touch, everything that I do has to do with God, passion, and purpose. I cannot go outside of those realms, because I found out when I leave those realms, things happen that are not for me. And I realized everything, even though I am multi-talented, everything is not for me, right? Keep close eye on your bottom line, guys. As you're building your business, I had to learn, and this was a lesson that I've learned in my masses when I was in my dark area that I didn't realize that I was going to have to use. I was actually very good at it, but keep a close eye on your bottom line. All right. Financial health is the foundation of any success in your business. So stay aware of your finances to ensure stability. Understand state and federal taxes. This was another thing that I had to learn, because we know that we have to file those taxes. And as we're growing our business and we're getting into 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 and more, them taxes become crazy, right? So we have to learn tax strategies and different things and have people in place that's going to help you with that. And I had to learn the power of collaboration, because we're in a different world, guys. So a lot of times we're in a world where there's a lot of competition, a lot of things going on, and we think that we have to compete against everybody, when all we need to do is to pay attention to our passion and purpose and build what we're going to build, and we can still collaborate and work with other people, and that we will grow. Coming out of my injustice, going through all of these stages and opening my company, I've learned that writing was a big part of, it was the last piece to my puzzle, I want to say, right? Because I still had things going on inside of me. So 2023, I got into an anthology project, wrote a short chapter, thought nothing about it, just writing it. I was asked to be involved in it, and I wrote, and I never stopped writing. So today, I am a visionary, and I actually was writing my own solo book about my story. And I went live on social media and I told my story. I got so many people contacting me, telling me their stories. And I decided to become a visionary, and we created our first visionary project called Injustice. So we're currently working on volume 4 right now. So this happened last year. We're currently working on volume 4, but I decided to not just heal myself, but why not take those people that are hurting with me? Let's heal together. Let's build unity. Let's see each other elevate. So that's where that injustice came from. So we have been taking other people that has been through the hands of injustice and helping them heal through it so they can move past. I did not know that this book was going to have me talking to people. I had no clue on where it was going to take us, that we was going to be winning awards or anything. So we have been winning awards. Our book had won International Impact Award in psychology. We have colleges and social justice programs that are purchasing our books from us. Our books are in bookstores. I have just been blown away by this whole year of what just writing, just healing would have caused, because that's pretty much what it was, healing. Now I am in law school. So who would have told me that I would be in law school? And we're actually fighting for a young man who's been incarcerated for 27 years. He has an 80-year bid. He did do the crime, but it was a nonviolent crime. It was his first offense. He was 19 years old. No one was hurt, beaten, or killed, but this man is serving 80 years. So our fight this year is for Rudolph Turner. I've been helping people, other women, when it comes to this system, Child Protective Services. My daughter, as I stated, was taken from me. And Child Protective Service was a big part of that process because they didn't do their job. They didn't do a thorough investigation. So I think that people, especially mothers, need to know their rights. And a lot of times we do not know our rights. They get us sign a paper. We don't know that we're signing over. If anything happens to your child, we can tell them and take them away from you. So it's a lot of lessons that I've learned in my journey that I had no clue that they were lessons. Okay. They were things that's supposed to take me into the future. I thought they I thought they were just a bad thing that happened, just a place that locked me up for a while. I had no clue I would be uncovering these resources to be able to help other people. So today I do stand into meetings to help in those mothers that are fighting for their children. That's major to me. It's a lot of lessons that I've learned. A lot of women did not know that they need to have custody of their children. It was a lot of great experiences that we had to go through because of what my experiences was. So I'm able to help so many people. So today I'm talking to you about how I healed, not only, but how I began leadership and being an advocate in my community, be able to help other people. And only God did that for me. I had to get my religion right with him. And guys, I don't even think I've told y'all that going through that whole process of injustice, I've lost my religion. I stopped believing in Christ at one time. I stopped believing in God. And a lady came up to me, a stranger, because everybody at this point, guys, they turn their back on me, right? They're not helping. I'm going into a mindset of depression to the point where I want to kill myself at that point. And I met a lady inside of a store, and I was buying things to kill myself, to hurt myself at this point. And she must have felt the energy, something that she felt, because she came back into the store to talk to me. And I just want to share this with you because sometimes your messages come from people you may never even see again. And she had told me, "Hun, go home and yell and talk to God. Even if you say, tell him what you're feeling, even if it's not good." Many people don't know that he's a graceful God, that you can talk to him. He'd rather you let it out on him than you go out and do something crazy, right? So I took her advice and actually went home and I screamed. We had a fussing match. I may have said some things that I may not should have said to God at that time. But I was able to get some release from what she told me, to the point where I didn't kill myself while my children was away in childcare, in daycare. So today I stand before you that I am no longer 00400319. I'm Dr. Iris Wright. In 5 years of entrepreneurship, I have been helping people. I employ people in my community. I stand up for the people in my community by helping them get through their injustice and let them know that is light at the end of the tunnel. You can evolve. You can be something great. You are powerful. And most important, that God loves you and he's not going to turn his back on you, even when you've been through that pain and you thought that he had forgotten about you. Because that was one of my things that I forgot. I thought that he didn't love me. He forgot about me and he didn't know who I was, right? And so I want people to know that they have internal strength inside of them, especially us women. Sometimes we fail to realize everybody's leaning on us and tugging on us and tugging on us, and we're giving them everything we have. But who can we tug on? Who can we tug on when we need help? Who can we cry on when we need help? So I love being that person that someone can pick up the phone to call and say, hey, I got you. We're doing this together. I believe that in collaboration, I believe that if we're walking in our passion and purpose, that nothing's supposed to happen. Everything is going to be easy and thrive. I'm living proof that when you're walking in your purpose, that it comes easy, because I didn't do a lot of research here. I had a vision. I started connecting. I started building, and it just started thriving and just started to grow. So I know that when we're going the right way, and everything that happened to us in our past, whether it's good, bad, or ugly, it happened for a reason. You may not understand that reason at that time, but in this lifetime right now that I'm in, he has shown me that reason. He allowed me to heal so I can have peace. I didn't even know peace was a real thing. And I want to just say that. I thought it was just something that people just say. Like, what are they talking about, right? Peace. But it's a real thing. And I tell my husband, peace is worth more to me than money. So I'm going to look at the big situation to see if I want to get involved with it or not. I want to keep my peace and my sanity. So I encourage you, when you're moving into entrepreneurship, when you are finding your purpose and you're building your passion, please make sure that your mental health is intact, your peace is intact, and that you are helping people in the right place. You're in the right place. So sometimes we are helping people and we're not totally in the right place, right? We're not there yet. And we could give them advice that may not be good for them if we're talking to them in a place of hurt and pain. So you want to be able to release, and you want to be able to learn to have grace with people. So that was my big old thing. I didn't have grace with people. I was not a very nice person. So my attitude was horrible. And I heard people say it. I heard people call me bad words, and it was okay. But right now in the state that I'm in, I still do not care about what others think of me. But I make sure that when I'm talking and dealing with people, that I'm moving with integrity and morale. I'm moving in a place of good. I'm moving to help other people. And I don't want to hurt them anymore. So if I don't know something, if you don't know something, help them find out the answer and the solution. Don't just tell them from that place of pain. Tell them because you know and you want them to be leading in the right direction. So I want to leave off with saying this. One of my quotes is, when a woman finds her strength, she finds her identity. I hope that resonates with someone, because I am living proof. I had to find my strength. I had to learn some things and go and take the steps that needed to be taken to be able to heal and process what happened to me, to get to my identity. So instead of me being 004-00319, I am Dr. Iris Wright. I'm a visionary. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I own several businesses. I have lots of employees. I help people in my community. So I'm a social justice advocate. I have won lots of accolades. Forbes just did a feature on me. That's who I am. Nobody else. Have a good day.
Thank you so very much. Incredibly inspiring. Thank you for sharing your story and for your courage and vulnerability. I think as a mother, I can certainly appreciate some of the pain and difficulties you would have experienced going through that time. But it's remarkable to see that you've obviously come through all of that and taken some of the key learnings, and now using that to help other people as well, which is incredible. So thank you so much. I'm conscious of the time. Any questions for Dr. Wright? Super. Thank you, everyone, for putting all your comments in. If you're happy to put your contact details and the best way for people to reach out to you, that would be great. Thank you very much.